Alright, YouTube. Good morning. Damn it. 60 degrees. San Antonio, Texas. It's 59 degrees out this bitch. And I'm loving it. T-shirt and all. Like, I got a mesh jacket on, but even that, t-shirt and mesh jacket, like, I don't have no damn sense. But I ain't come here to talk about me. Actually, I did a little bit, if you want to be technical. My man. What I really came to, I don't know, I guess shed some light. I would give my perspective about, you know, certain things, right? So, this is my R6. Came from, I had before a Ninja 500. Is what I started on and loved it. I still ride it. I still have it. You know, and I love that bike. Not equally. I love this one a lot more, just because it's, to me, it's just safer. And I know that sounds counterintuitive and ironic, but to me, it's safer. The wind is blowing like crazy, even though it's pretty decent weather. The wind's blowing like crazy. And if we were on the highway and there was an 18-wheeler, you know, I'd have some issues. You know what I mean? And I'm a big dude. I'm 200 plus, so. With that being said, I'm sure average, you know what I mean, like size guys would actually probably have worse issues if I'm being blown around at all, you know what I mean? And that's just how I feel, you know? And then everybody's got their own preference and whatnot. Some guys are like, I would never need more than a 250, and you're right. You know, there's instances where if you live in a very, you know, urban environment where you're not doing much of any highway riding, you just take the back streets and it's not gonna be an issue for you. Get a fucking scooter, get a 250, 500. I mean, even I mean, you can get anything, but you can get away with more, and it'd probably be more feasible. Yeah, looking at the, you know, I'm not gonna give the first bike spiel and whatnot. There's many forums that cover all of that information. What I really want to kind of hone in on is my experience and moving from a Ninja 500 to this R6. Literally the only two bikes that I've ever ridden, so that's why I can't give the perspective about, you know, a 250 or that's a nice Mercedes, 250 or, you know, a Busa versus a 1000 and all that other stuff, and tell you that, yeah, you could jump on a 1000. That'd be stupid. They're like, because I didn't do it, so why would I tell anybody else to do it, you know? With that being said, yeah, I believe that anybody, I mean, really it's just all a matter of, you know, being responsible and all that hoopla. But my experience jumping from the 500 to R6 was day and night. I love it in comparison and whatnot for the aforementioned reasons. Well, that was one of my biggest concerns was wind. When I first got the bike, I knew what I was getting. I knew that I was getting a beginner bike, and I knew I was going to keep it forever, and I knew I was probably going to have it for about a season, and that's exactly what I had it for. Can you go to an R6 directly? Do I think that I could have done that? Absolutely. Now, what happened was I did actually go down on my 500, so once again, it served its purpose, you know. And this one I actually got for right around the same amount, so literally financially and skill-wise, I could have done the same exact thing and not had any issues. It's really just a matter of, you know, knowing what you want and whatnot. I would say that's the biggest thing. I do know a guy, he rides extremely well. Shout out Diego, one of my subscribers too. He rides a 750. It was his first bike, and like a champ, like handles that bike, you know. With him a few times. Yeah, just he handles the bike extremely well, and he just said, hey, this is what I want and this is what I'm gonna get, and that's cool, you know what I mean? So really the answer is all up to you. But as far as, you know, the suspension, way better. The handling when you're going faster, I would say, is one of the biggest differences that I noticed. So if you are highway speeds 60, 70, 80, you can edge a corner you know, a lot better than you would be able to, in my personal opinion, on you know, on the 500 or anything smaller, really, than like a, and I don't say anything small, I probably just mean by weight, right? So you can have something like I don't know, like a boss ass, you know what I mean, like 600 or whatever. It doesn't have to be a super sport bike, just talking about just the class of motorcycle. They're just different ones, you know. And one of the ones that happened to, I believe, be, you know, some of the best, or right up in the mid class, which is what I have. And yeah, you can always do more, you can always do less or whatnot, but yeah, it depends on what kind of ride you're riding and whatnot. I would say also the acceleration is key. I mean, it's one of like, it's kind of like a dog. Like a dog can scrap and all that, but really its main defense is its teeth. Like, it uses what it uses to eat, so you can use what you use to actually go forward to help you out in a bad situation, you know what I mean? So it's really like, you know, your best friend. It's like, oh my god, I'm scared of, what if I hit it too much, I'm gonna blip it, and then, you know, 12 o'clock or something like that. Yeah, but the adverse to that is not having enough power, and you know, you might need to get out of a situation, like if a truck, like one of these guys right here, right, like they don't see me, which is, there's a lot of blind spots if you took the MSF course, you know what I mean, or just have any fucking common sense, you would know there's a lot of blind spots and whatnot, so it always helps to know what's going on. But yeah, when you're coming around one of those blind spots or whatnot, it helps to be able to get out of Dodge real quick, you know, and to be able to speed up when you need the juice and just be a responsible adult, you know what I mean, and not be an idiot about it. Man, that looks really close. So yeah, I mean, those are the kind of the key takeaways as far as cornering. And also the big elephant in the room is also gas mileage too. So obviously these are made for one purpose, you know what I mean, fun. It's really just made for fun. Unless you're taking it out on the track and racing it, it's really just made for just having some fucking fun. I mean, there's no other way around it, really. But when it comes, if that's important to you, gas mileage and whatnot, if you're on a motorcycle, you're winning either way. It's the way that I look at it. And let me get out of here. Yeah. So, kind of a prime example. I mean, I didn't need to do that. Did I feel better getting, you know, from behind the truck? Absolutely. I would suggest that to anybody. And then also the so when I see the brake lights come on, that just reminded me too. So the brakes too on my 500, and most 250s actually nowadays, or 250, 300, or you know, that class bike now has ABS, which is legit. It would have saved me from wrecking my my 500. I didn't wreck it. I laid it down at like 10 miles per hour or whatever, like everybody does, right? But yeah, so I panic brake. And sure enough, you get 1 second and then you're hitting the floor, and I, you know, abused my 1 second and hit the floor. So with that being said, it always helps. Like this one has, it's so fast that it has the stopping power to, you know, coordinate with it, along with it. And I think that's a big part of safety. I mean, obviously, right? So you got to be able to slow down. So when it comes to braking, obviously really important. And some bikes just aren't made to go that fast all the time, or, you know, majority of the time or whatnot. So just think about that. Be honest with yourself, you know what kind of rider you are. I don't. You know exactly what your intentions are with getting the motorcycle, and I'm not here to put you on my lap or anything like that. But if I can help you with that decision because of, you know, the decisions that I made and how it worked out for me, I would say, yeah, as I got more comfortable with the 500 and I was riding on the highway at 60, 70, 80, whatever, and then there's traffic that comes up, it does help to have dual disc braking system, which the my 2009 500 just doesn't even have. So yeah, I mean, that is a legitimate plus for this 600 right here. It's just made to stop. It's a lot easier. It's not as jerky. It's not, you know, I don't get pulled in, or, you know, I still do, but it's just, I feel a lot safer with it. I feel a lot safer with my wife on the back whenever she wants to ride 2 up or whatnot, than I ever did on the other 500. And yeah, and I would suggest, like I said, the 500 if you're or anything below, if you're commuting and that's your main thing, you know what I mean? If you decide that, hey, I'm gonna want to ride with a few people and, you know, have some fun and maybe go faster or whatever, there's a lot of hill country over here in Texas, so you can do that, you know, away from traffic and everything like that, then have at it, man. But make sure you got something that's equipped to do that is really the object of this whole video right here. So I know I've talked a whole lot about the differences and nuances, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a few things, like a few minute details, but I wanted to really hit the major points. If you have anything to add, put them in the comment section below, and whatnot, and definitely keep in tune for the next video.